guys, it's Sue here. Day one of our Facebook 10-day Pilates challenge. Thanks so much for joining me. Grab your mat. If you can, take it outside. The fresh air feels beautiful. The birds are singing. And we're just gonna focus on our bodies for just 10 to 15 minutes and just let all the other stuff try to just forget about everything. So I'm just sitting on my mat here. I'm just gonna start off, just give yourself a little bit of a shake. Just breathe, give your arms a shake, shake off all the bullshit of the last few weeks as much as you can. Let it go. And then just let your arms relax. Actually, let's start off with a few shoulder shrugs. So I'm sitting, if it's not comfy for you to sit with your legs crossed, just sit however you feel like you need to. You can even stand up if you want to. So my spine is long and tall. I'm just gonna roll my shoulders back a couple of times because they feel really tight at the moment. I don't know about you. How are your shoulders feeling at the moment? So lift them up as high as you can. Squeeze your shoulder blades and it feels really crunchy there. Roll it out. Let's reverse. Take it back, lift it right up by your ears, roll it forward. Just do one more. And then just let it all go. So we're gonna stay sitting for a little bit of breathing. My Pilates workouts always start with breathing. It just gets your mind connected into your body, gets you centered, switches on all those deep muscles. So we're just gonna have a moment here. I'm gonna close my eyes. If you want to, you can join me. You don't have to keep your eyes closed though. So, just gonna start breathing in and breathing out. We breathe in through our nose. And we breathe out through our mouth. And I'm just taking a quiet moment to observe, where's my breathing at today? It actually feels really shallow. So I'm going to deliberately focus on expanding the air into the sides and into the back of my ribs. You can put your hands on the sides of your ribs for a moment. And you're going to try to make your ribs move out sideways into your hands, a bit like what an accordion does that. That's what you're going to try to do with your ribs. We're going to just do that a few times. And I'm going to try to make my breath last a little bit longer than it normally would. And it's a little bit of a tiny forced exhale. So it's almost just like you're blowing out a little candle. I'm not overworking the breath. I'm just gonna let my arms drop back down and give myself 3 more of those. Shoulders feel like they're just draped. I'm visualizing my ribs moving in my mind. And my shoulders, the tension in my shoulders just absolutely melting and kind of like bubble bath foam. You know how it kind of just kind of melts away. That's what the tension is doing in my shoulders right now. So I'm going to try to keep that focus and I'm going to take myself down onto my mat. Lying on my back with my knees bent. I'm just going to place my hands on my tummy for another moment. I'm checking that my knees are pointing straight to the ceiling. My heels line up with my sit bones. And I'm just going to check, what does my back feel like? My upper back between my shoulder blades feels like it's really tense. So I'm going to take a moment to feel like I'm trying to let my whole rib cage area just sink. Can it feel really, really heavy into the floor? That's a challenge in itself. And then I'm going to start to switch on my tummy. So I like to imagine that I'm wearing a pair of skinny jeans. And then every time I breathe out, I'm going to zip up my skinny jeans really subtly though. We're not overworking for the moment. And feel like my belly just pulls in a little bit flatter away from my hands. Although I reckon I've already dropped a few kilos from stress the last few days. Oh, holy moly. Okay, so let's go. Breathing in. And breathing out. Oh, those shoulders, gotta let them go. I'm gonna take my hands. You can either leave your hands there, but I'm gonna take them down by my sides. We're gonna go 3 more breaths, inhaling and exhaling. Then we're gonna start to move. So every time I'm exhaling, I'm pulling my belly flat, I'm activating my pelvic floor. I'm drawing my pelvic floor together. I'm making sure my bones feel heavy. Next exhale, let's start to move. So I'm going to breathe out, rock my pelvis back, press my lower back into the floor, peel up my spine. This is called a pelvic curl. I'm pushing up to like a bridge position here. I'm not going to go too high because I don't want my lower back to do the work. I want to just wake up the back of my legs. I'm going to take your breath in. I'm going to breathe out. I'm going to sink my breastbone through the middle first. So the shoulders let go. And then slowly roll down and try to feel like I move my spine really segmentally through that lower back. It's like a little massage. Can't go for a massage at the moment, so get on your Pilates mat and do it this way. We're going to do another 4. Breathe out. Pull the tummy flat. Watch the shoulders are not coming to the party, but the hamstrings and the glutes are now. Lift up. Inhale to hold. Sink the breastbone. Rolling it down. So my spine actually feels pretty good today. You check in with yours. How does your lower back feel? Does it feel like you can roll through it, or does it feel like a big plank of wood at the moment? Pushing up, stopping at the shoulder blades, pulling the stomach in flat. So I'm really trying to find a scoop through my stomach here. Engage through the belly. It's the initiation of the tummy pulling in that makes the spine unravel. Let's do 2 more of those. Pressing, lifting, just a bit of activation, rolling back down, and this is our last one. Nice and gentle today. Easing you guys really gently into this challenge. Don't want to scare you off on day 1, right? And bring it back down. So we're going to go into a leg lift, a really basic Pilates exercise. You're going to place your hands on your hip bones. You're going to ask those bones to stay still. You're going to tell them, you're going to make them stay still. I like to imagine there's 2 cups of coffee on each hip bone, and we're not allowed to rock, otherwise the coffee's going to spill. Just going to breathe out, fold at the hip, place it back down. Breathing out, it's the belly pulling flat that makes the bones stay still, not the tension in the shoulders. So without overthinking it too much, the weight should stay in the same place. The back doesn't arch, it doesn't lift, it stays nice and calm, nice and quiet. We're going to do 1 more each way. I'm just letting that lower leg hang today. You might have seen this exercise done with the lower leg up here. You can do it like that. I'm not overthinking it too much. So then I'm going to bring both legs up, but 1 at a time. So I'm going to bring my right leg up. Now this is a little tricky. I am going to coffee table right now, so you can see my shin is parallel to the floor. I'm going to breathe out. I've got to pull my tummy in quite a lot harder so that my back doesn't arch. If your back is arching, press your lower back into the floor, or just keep your feet down for the moment. My arm's going to go straight out to the side. So I'm going to go into a spine twist. For a moment, I'm just going to wrap my bottom because we don't like a saggy, flabby booty. And then I'm going to press my inside of my knees together. Stomach is flat. Take the 2 knees across to the right. Just go a little bit to start off with. Leave the legs, and you're going to pull back the waist. The knees will follow, but they don't initiate. We go inhale over. Leave the legs. Pull back the stomach and the waist to come home. We're going to do 3 each way, so you could go a little bit further if you can control your tummy. Right here, you're going to want to push that belly out to the sky, resist, and work into your center a little bit deeper. Inhale, take it across. Exhale, pull it back. 1 more each way. What wants to work hard here is the shoulders and the lower back. That's what we want to try. to switch off a little bit more, right? Because we're all tight through those places. Last one. And bring it back, waist, legs. I'm gonna pop my feet back down, take my two hands behind my head, interlacing my fingers like this so I can really raise my head in my hands and get ready for a chest lift or a sit-up, as you might know if you do gym. Pelvis stays really still here, the legs don't move. I'm gonna breathe out. I'm gonna start sliding my ribs. Feels a little bit weird if you've never thought about this before, but the rib action sliding towards the hips is going to make my head just gently peel up off the floor. Looking towards my knees, I'm pulling my stomach flat. It's not pushing to the ceiling. And then I'm controlling back down, no splatting. We're gonna do that 5 times. Breathe out, slide the ribs. I'm resisting like mad to pull on my head. I'm not curling and crunching. We don't crunch. And exhale. That's 3. Control the lowering. It's really easy to just go back down in a hurry and not still be activating and kind of splatting everything. One more here. And then we're going to come back down. So I'm going to stretch my legs out long. You can keep the underneath knee bent if you need to, but I'm going to lengthen my right leg. My arms are at a low V. I'm going to float my right leg up only as far as I don't feel like I'm lifting my bottom off. So right here, press the arms into the floor. The right leg comes across your middle. It goes down as low as your back doesn't arch, around like an oval shape and back to the top. I'm pushing my left heel into the floor, really feeling my hamstrings. Let's put the hands on the hip bones. Just like the leg lifts, the hip bones stay really still. That's 3. We're doing 6. And 4. Exhale to circle. Inhale to hold. 5. One more, 6. Now we've got to go the other way. Don't take it too wide. The hips are going to roll. Down, lift it up. 1. Hold at the top. Cross. Down, lift it up. 2. Down, lift it up. 3. And 4. Control the hips. Control the lower back. Control the pelvis. Control the shoulders. 5. Last one. 6. Slowly lower that leg, but take the long way round. Make your leg get a bit longer. Keep quiet through here. Lengthen, lift the other leg. Let's go. I'm going to keep my hands there because I really need the feedback right now. I'm not interested in just making that circle too big because you can see what happens here. Everything goes all wobbly. So probably up to about 3 now. Control, stability. It's exactly what we need for those niggly lower backs. 5. One more. 6. Reverse. Take it away, lift it up. 1, hold. Push that right foot into the floor. 2, I can really feel the back of my right thigh when I do that. 3, 4, 5, and 6. Well done. Lower the leg all the way down. Slide the fingertips forward, lift the head. Use the hands on the backs of the thighs if you need to sit up tall. I'm going to sit up. Imagine now my cup of coffee is here. I'm going to use my hands on the backs of my thighs. I'm going to breathe out. I pull the tummy in and look into the stomach. Sorry, I'm just going to move my heels a bit closer to me. The top of my pants is moving towards the mat. My arms are helping me to pull my tummy in as flat as I can. Inhale, hold. Bring it forward. Don't splat your stomach. Lift it up tall again. So I'm rolling through my pelvis. I'm not going down like a plank of wood. I'm trying to make, if you can see, I'm making like a C shape through my spine. We're going to do another 3. So this should feel good. It might feel a little bit tight in the hip flexors, but it shouldn't be too painful in the back or anywhere else. If it is, you need to probably just keep the movement really little. Don't go down so far, or just skip this one up for a moment. Rolling back. Curling. Sitting up tall. Beautiful. Let's just spin around. Cross the legs for a moment. I love just throwing a little quick stretch here. Arms go out to the side. We're going to send the right hand to the floor and just press it over and enjoy that amazing stretch down the left side of your body right now. Bring it back. Over. Keep the opposite butt cheek anchored into the floor. So I'm stretching over to the left, but my right sit bone is staying heavy. My shoulders feel like they're just floating. Think ballerina, how they can float and be really strong but still fluid at the same time. Just one more little stretch here. Looking good, you guys. All right, well done. So we're gonna go back onto the floor. Just a little bit of introductory ab work here. If you feel anything in your back, you need to keep those feet down on the floor the whole time. So I'm gonna bring my legs back up to coffee table, just like we did for the spine twist. So watch how you get there. The transitions are just as important. You're gonna take the energy out of the left foot, breathe out, transfer it into the stomach, not into the lower back, to lift the legs up. Now the two hands go behind the head. We're gonna do our chest lifts here. So remember, when those legs are in the air, we talked about wrapping the bottom and squeezing the inside thighs tight together. So here we go. Breathe out, pull the tummy flat. We're just gonna do a single breath, breathe into lower 6 times. And 2. So this is all about how flat you can pull that stomach. 3. Who wants to work on losing that belly, that baby pooch? 4. And 5. And this is the last one. We're going to stay up. Here. The hands are going to go to the backs of my thighs. I'm just going to use my arms for a second. I can do a little wiggle, that's okay. Take the energy out of the stomach and into the arms for a moment. So I'm just going to work on, for a breath or 2, can you pull that belly in even flatter? So you really feel like the front of your body is almost attaching itself to the back of your body. Then transfer the energy out of the arms back into the stomach. Don't release through the tummy at all. And then we're going to go into a little single leg stretch. So that right leg goes out. We're going to come back in. As the leg goes out, it goes on a diagonal. If you go too low, the back might want to arch and the tummy might not want to behave. So we're just keeping it little for the moment. Remember, I'm easing you in nice and gently. And 2. We're doing 6 on each leg. I really like to think about pushing a heavy door away so I can feel the work in the back of my leg. If your abs are doing good, check what's the back of the body doing here. Don't let it be wibbly wobbly, wibbly wobbly. And we're gonna go again, press. Last one each way. And left side. Come back down with control, but leave your legs and take your hands back behind your head. Just watch out here that your back hasn't already arched. You can put those feet back down. It's perfectly okay. We're going to curl back up. This one's called the hula. We're going to add some rotation to work the obliques, the waist muscles, the one that sucks your skinny waist in. So we're going to stay up. We're going to breathe out and rotate. So my left rib is pulling towards my left hip. And then I stay up as I come back to the middle. I go the other way. Exhale, twist. Can you notice how my legs are not moving? So I'm not shifting at all. Twist. We're just going to do that 3 times only. Lift a little higher, don't drop. And lift and twist. And lift and twist. Oh, now here's a temptation to splat. Don't splat. Place the right foot down, left foot down, rest your head. Let's roll straight onto our sides, guys. So line up with the back of your mat. You're going to bend your knees here. So your knees are pointing straight forward. You're just going to do a couple of clams, just waking up that butt. I know you all want to work on the glutes. I'm pushing the top hip away so that my hips are stacked and I'm not clunking down in that waist. Feet stay together. Breathe out, open the top knee. 1. Lift up through the pelvic floor. 2. Every time you exhale. 3. And watch out that the back's not moving. 4. And 5. And 6. We're going to 10, 7. And 8. And 9. One more, 10. We're going to lift the whole top leg. Lift it up. 1. Call this dog having a pee. 2. And 3. And 4. And 5, it warms up the booty nicely. And 6, great for hip work. 7, and 8, and 9. One more, 10. We're gonna hold the top leg for some circles. 1, and 2, and 3. We're doing 6, and 4. Only make the circle as big as the back doesn't move. reverse it. 1, 2, you might need to put your hand on your lower back to check there's no movement. If there is, it's too big the circle. 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to stretch the legs out long, still keep the body lined up with the back of the mat, but the feet are just slightly forward. The top hand is to the ceiling. So this is going to feel a little bit wobbly because the hip that you're lying on is not a flat bone, right? It's curved. So it's going to be a little bit of a challenge here to stay balancing. Your cup of coffee is here now. Don't spill it. Your hand is here, but if you feel super wobbly, you can place the hand back onto the floor. So we're just going to start off with just lifting the top leg. We go exhale, pull the waist nice and skinny, lift the top leg just a little bit. I'm not worried about the height of the leg. I'm worried about the control in the pelvis and the back. No wobbly. Lower back down. So we're going to do that a couple of times. Breathe out, lift. We're going to go to 5 and 3 and 4. One more, 5. And then we're going to hold the top leg up just for a bit of fun without splatting the underneath waist. If you need to put your hand there, we're going to see if we can bring the underneath leg up. You might need your hand on the floor right here too. Oh, yeah, haven't done this one for a while. And 3. You can see my legs are not getting together because otherwise my back's going to want to arch. We want the control through the stomach. So if you feel your belly popping, it's a good idea to put your hand here. That underneath leg is coming too high. 2 to go. 4. 1 more. 5. Lower the leg with control. Well done. Let's quickly swap over to the other side. Lining up with the mat, bringing the knees up. We're going to move as quickly as we can because I don't want to keep you too long. Open the knee. 1, 2, 3, 4. Abs and pelvic floor. 5. Going to 10. 6, 7, and 8, and 9. One more, 10. The whole of the top leg. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lots of control through this section. 5. Pull the belly in. 6. Soften the neck, soften the shoulders. 7 and 8. Now the butt's starting to wake up. Hold the thigh there. We're doing circles, so the knee comes forward. It goes up to the ceiling. 1 and 2. So your job is to see how big you can make that circle, but being stable in the spine. 5, 6. Let's go the other way. Reverse, lift it up. 1. This is a favorite series of mine. I do it all the time. 2, 3, 4, 5. One more. 6. 2 long legs. Get yourself sorted. Lift your waist. Float your arm. Here we go. Lengthen the leg to lift it up. Take the long way around. 1 and back down. 2. Oh, I can feel myself rocking around on this side. 3 and 4. Can still feel a little bit of activation in the glute. And 5. And let's hold the top leg up. So I'm focusing strongly on my underneath waist. Lengthen the underneath leg, only lift it as high as the back. Doesn't do all the work. 1. The top leg doesn't move, by the way. 2. It's really still. 3 and 4 and 5. Well done. So I'm really conscious of how long I've been keeping you here. So I'm going to move into hands and knees position here. The wrists are under the shoulders. Let's move forward on the mats just a little bit here. And we're going to feel like the crown of the head goes as far away from the tail as I can. That there's energy in the arms. I'm not sinking down here between my shoulders. I'm actually pushing the floor away just enough to feel like I can connect my shoulders to my waist. They're connected. They're not kind of disjointed from each other. Pull the tummy in nice and flat. Send the right leg back. Squeeze the right butt cheek. Bring the left one. Right knee comes in. Left knee comes in. If you have a look at my back, send the left leg out. I'm not moving my back. I'm not moving my shoulders side to side at all. I'm staying really still. Keep repeating a couple more times. And last one. To stay. So we're just going to hold here. You're just going to breathe. You're going to pick up the stomach, squeeze the glutes. My glutes are on, by the way. I'm gonna bring my right knee in towards my chest, round my back. Lengthen the crown of head forward to come back home. And left leg, pull it in, nice and slow. Squeeze the bottom, reach it out. 2. We're doing 6 on each side. And we're up to 3. Don't rush, you're in control. Don't use momentum. And 4. Almost there, guys. And 5. Last one. Each side. 6. Nice heat in the shoulders. Sit the knees down and sit back onto the 2 heels. Stretch out through the spine. Breathe. Roll it up nice and slowly. I'm going to finish there. I'm going to encourage you to do your own stretch. And I'm going to see you guys right back here tomorrow. Well done. Thanks for joining me.